Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Jaquan,
And Jasmine.
and welcome to the Film
Spill.
Spill.
So today, guys, we're going to be reviewing a movie from HBO Max. It's called Injustice: Gods Among Us. This is a sci-fi superhero movie, and let me read you the summary. On an alternate Earth, the Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane, which sends the hero on a path of destruction. Superman decides to take control of Earth, and Batman and his allies must try to stop him.
Yeah, so this was definitely a great movie. I liked every second of it. My rating I give this movie is a 4.5 out of 5. Only reason why I don't get a number 5 is I really didn't care too much about the animation. I thought it was a little weird, especially Joker, his face. I just didn't like how it looked. And then on top of that, it's not a Marvel film. You know, I'm like Team Marvel. This is definitely DC. But if I had to say, DC has been killing Marvel when it comes to animation. I think they do a better job, even though Marvel is kind of starting to step it up with shows like What If. But anyway, so that's kind of the reason why I gave it a 4.5. So let's get into my pros and my cons. My first pro, I just like the fighting scenes. You know, like I really love fighting stuff. And it was really gory. Like you would think, okay, cool, this is a cartoon or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's not going to be super gory because they may be trying to, pitch this to kids as well. But I would not want my kids to watch this film. It was really, really gory. Just from the different scenes of, just Superman going on this rampage. And even in the beginning, once he kills Lois Lane and how he kills the Joker, he, stuck his whole hand through his chest. So that was just crazy. So yeah, I really love the fighting scene. I love the gore elements of it. I really liked how they portray him in a different light. So for you guys who don't know, Injustice is actually based off of a video game and comic. And it basically is talking about when Superman, what happens if this god or whatever becomes a tyrant. He tries to control us, and he's on this killing spree. So yeah, it was great to see him in that light. We talked about, how he's like this goody person, he doesn't want to, do certain things. And he's literally the strongest person alive, on the planet. But he follows by our rules. Well, we know, how we always say we want to control stuff. That doesn't even sound right. Like, why is this person this strong listening to us?
Yeah.
Like, we're nothing compared to what he can do. So that storyline was always weird to me. But to see him in this light was definitely different. And it was cool. I was, so surprised because I'm so used to seeing him being this superhero. So it was real cool. And he stuck by that, throughout the whole movie. Like, he was like, nah, even when they showed towards the end, which I'm going to talk about, was when he got betrayed by Ra's al Ghul and they all got back together to stop that little android. Soon after that android was stopped, he went right back to, what it was, which I thought was very interesting. And it was really dope. Another pro that I like was how they actually showed characters that I never knew about, like Plastic Man and Mr. Terrific. I think they was both dope characters, and I think there are lesser characters where it's like people don't really know anything about. So it was dope to give them some spotlight. To be real with you, I would probably be just like Superman, like somebody tricked me into killing my wife and my kid, and then right after that, his stepdad got killed. It was like, he was losing everything, so I understand him going on this frenzy. Even though the way he went about it was crazy, he had, some good points. What we always talk about, he was just like, no, you're bad, you're killing people, either you're going to stop it or I'm going to do it for you. That was kind of his whole thing. And of course, Batman, they're like, nah, that's not how things supposed to go. And yeah, so, and I also like towards the end when he was fighting Superman and he basically ended up beating the other Superman from Earth 9, I think. And he was basically like, you can never beat me because you held back, and I know you do because I used to held back, but you're not gonna be able to beat me.
Yeah.
So that was dope. So my cons, I got a lot of cons. The first con I had was the goddess who gave Nightwing powers. I actually looked this up too. There was really no reason why she just gave it specifically to him. Like, I don't think they really talked about that or where she came from. Like, it was just like out of nowhere he died, and like, oh, let's just give you these powers. Really wasn't no specific reason why. Just this is who you are now. And I didn't like how he didn't show up during the fight with Superman. It was like he helped Robin, and that was it. It was like, what? You get these magnificent powers or whatever, you just help him and not what the whole story is about Superman. So I thought that was weird. One of my biggest cons, and it's not even just with this movie, it's just across all DC movies. I just don't like how I do not like how Batman, he literally never stops his villain. He literally arrests them, put them in jail, then they break out and do it again. So if I had to blame anybody, I would probably blame Batman as much as Superman, because you keep catching Joker for him to get away and then he repeats it. You know, I blame you. You know, you could have easily stopped Joe. Even when Superman went into like with the Arkham Asylum or something, he was like trying to stop these people. You're Batman. No, you know, you shouldn't do these things. And it's like, these are people who are killing people. And they're some of these people even probably, killed your parents and stuff. So, I get it. It's like, how do you expect Superman to not want to do anything to Joker? What he saw this man just did.
Yeah.
So I definitely give him something to blame for not doing it. He beats the crap out of these people, but they get right back out and do the same thing.
Yeah, that don't make sense to me. I'm sorry. That's weird.
That's his whole thing. And they talked about it too when I was reading some stuff about Superman. Apparently he has some code where it's like, he also agreed to this whole non-killing stuff, but it's like, we always say until it happens to you,
Yep.
it goes out the window, So then that's eventually really what it was. Like, nah. So another con I didn't like was also how Aquaman and Shazam, they chose to like not choose any sides.
Yeah.
They chose to leave and not be a part of it. I'm like, that just was weird to me. Like, okay, you're a part of everything else that happens, and then it's like, we need your help against. And I think there were like some of the strongest characters that were with, on the same, on the Justice League that could have helped Batman. So for them to like, nah, we're not taking any sides. Even Shazam, which I've seen where he's actually bested Superman a few times, they could have used him. So for them to say like, we're not doing this.
I mean, but yeah, I guess that was their choice. So.
Yeah. So of course we always talked about the United States government, how they always try to do some backdoor channeling type of things. I didn't like how they tried to interfere because they didn't like how Superman were interfering with their operations and stuff. So they had Mirror Master kidnap Jonathan Kent. And Superman ended up saving him, but it took him some time. And then eventually after he saved him, he got killed, which I talked about earlier. By Green Arrow, Arrow, who also ended up being killed. Like, this dude was not showing no bias to anybody, regardless, teammate or not. He was, on a rampage. One of my things, these are not a comments, I guess this is more so just something that I found. So apparently after the film came out, there was a clip that went viral on social media. And it was basically one of the clips from the movie where it was a scene where Superman, they said it was working on an aircraft, and basically, Superman had said something to Wonder Woman as far as like, destroy every piece of military equipment and declare Kashmir an arms-free zone. Apparently, that grew people in like uproar and actually real life. I guess that place Kashmir is kind of one of those same situation as far as like I was telling you with I think it was Dubai or one of the Middle Eastern countries that didn't like Marvel allowing someone to be homosexual, like having people that was like gay in their films. I guess they didn't want them to talk about, because they had something where they forced, I think it was Israel and either Afghanistan or Pakistan, they got forced in the movie to actually work their differences out. And I guess the actual country itself was just like, nah, like basically don't be talking about that. So it ended up being like a whole, and I guess Kashmir is in India, so it created this whole anti-India Superman, and people ended up actually trying to boycott DC. So that was something that was interesting that happened because of one of the scenes from the film. But yeah, so other than that, I like the film a lot. I would definitely recommend it, not for your children, but if you love DC, if you love comic book movies, you love animation, this would definitely be a great film to watch. 4.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give the movie a 4.5, which is really shocking for myself because I do not like fighting. Like, when I see the trailer, it looked cool storyline wise, but the fighting, I was like, ugh, I don't really like fighting. Like, I don't care for it. It was really gory. And it was so dark. Like, this was a very dark film, but that's why I liked it, because we've had conversations before so many times about superheroes could really take over. They're very strong. Us humans can't beat them up. If they wanted to control us, they could.
Yeah.
So to see that play out in the movie, OMG, that was so cool. I liked seeing it. It was really dark, but yeah, I give it a 4.5. Like he was talking about the beginning, like how it just jumped right in because Joker and Harley Quinn kidnapped Lois Lane, and they stole a nuclear weapon and connected it to her heart rate or whatever. So when Superman found them, they was hiding out in a submarine. Superman found them, and he was being attacked by Doomsday. So of course, he over here beat him up and stuff like that. But Batman found out that they had mixed kryptonite with the fear toxin. So it was making Superman hallucinate that he was fighting Doomsday. But in reality, it was his pregnant woman. Okay? So he was fighting and beating up his pregnant woman. But he was hallucinating, thinking it was Doomsday.
Yeah.
So it was very, very sad because he beat her to a pulp, and she died. And when her heart beat stopped, that's when the nukes were detonated and they destroyed Metropolis, and it killed millions of people. So he didn't know what he did. You know what I'm saying? So that really messed with him because he just killed his woman. She was pregnant, his unborn child. But they hallucinated. So that's when he went crazy and he went on a rampage. But that's how it started off. So it just jumped right into it, and it was really sad. And it's like you can kind of see where he's coming from and stuff.
Facts.
But he went crazy. It was super dark. It was a lot of
wasn't
people
he trying
dying.
to like hide Joker or something like that? Like he had Joker like in some like interrogation place.
Yeah. Well, he was interrogating him. Yeah, he was interrogating him, and he was asking him why he did it and stuff. And Joker was like, well, I couldn't beat you, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna try to beat Superman, basically.
Yeah.
And so that's what he said. The reason why he did it, and that's when Superman came in the interrogation and killed him. So that's how it started and stuff. But it was a lot of people in it, like he said. A lot of different characters were in there introduced and stuff, and a lot of people got killed and stuff. So it was very, very dark. He fought a bunch of people, and basically at the end, like he said, there was the Superman who came from a different Earth, and he got beat up too. But they was trying to fight or whatever, but that Superman got beat up. But he surrendered after he met Lois from Earth 9, so she was from a different Earth. And she said she had lost her Superman after becoming pregnant with his child. And she was reminding, this was Earth 22. So she was reminding this Superman from Earth 22 that life is sacred. So realizing how far he has fallen, Superman willingly agreed to be imprisoned. This is like another thing was nobody can stop him. Only himself or like her, you know what I'm saying? Telling him like, oh my gosh, like coming from a different universe, because it was like all these different people from different Earths, but it was a Lois from a different Earth who was pregnant, and she was like, I lost my Superman and stuff, and so that was what stopped him. He said, okay, you can imprison me now, but he nobody could stop him.
It's just like Multiverse of Madness. Like we literally said the same thing with Scarlet Witch. Like she's beating up all these people. Mm-hmm. She's on a rampage.
Don't think it stopped her. It was her kid.
You know,
that's how you know how strong you are, though. Like nobody can stop you. Like even with the kryptonite stuff, it made him hallucinate, but it didn't kill him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that it was very crazy. It was very dark, but I liked it. Like very surprisingly, I liked it because it was so dark and crazy and different from what you would normally watch. So yeah, all in all, it's a pretty good movie, and I gave it a 4.5.
Yeah, so you guys definitely, like I said, you should check it out if you're into, superhero movies, animation films, things of that nature. But, spoiler warning, it is very, very dark, like really dark. If you don't like gory stuff, then you're not going to like it. But if you do, definitely check it out. Just like always, make sure you guys subscribe, comment, share, like, and we'll see you guys in the next one.